conspicuous by his absence is the Samoan submission machine, as Samoa Joe has decided to put his spot in the rankings at stake against the Rated R superstar for an opportunity to become undisputed Universal Champion. And if Joe loses, he will be removed from the rankings, which then the rankings will be adjusted accordingly, with Joe out if Joe does in fact lose to Edge. But if Edge loses to Joe, then Joe will be WWE Champion or Undisputed Universal Champion, and Edge will move into Joe's spot in the rankings. But that leaves this with the winner becoming the new official #1 contender for whomever will be Universal Champion, Undisputed Universal Champion, after Edge and Samoa Joe meet in the middle of the ring. As Kevin Owens just flipped around, super kicks Kofi Kingston, and then flips back around and super kicks Drew McIntyre, leading to Drew rolling to the floor, looking for a break, looking for a breather, as Kofi rolls to the floor as well, looking for a breather, leaving Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley in the ring alone. But Drew McIntyre's back up, and Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens now have company. And it looks like Kevin gets powerbombed all the way to the floor by Bobby Lashley, and now Drew McIntyre wants Bobby and Drew to join Kevin and Kofi on the floor. 10 beats of the Bowery from Drew McIntyre on Bobby Lashley as Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre join the fight as Kevin Owens and Kofi are on the floor as well. Kevin tried to hit Drew, but so much is happening in a short window that it's hard to keep track. But now, as Kevin Owens is rammed shoulder first, it looked like, into the apron, Bobby and Kevin are going at it on the floor. Drew and Kofi are back in the ring as Kofi Kingston is trying to keep his momentum going, as Kofi has been one of the most well-defined performers. By that I mean Kofi Kingston put in the effort and put in the work in a tag team match with longtime partner Xavier Woods to win the belts for the New Day, and now looks to get a little bit more championship gold, becoming world champion and being at the top of the rankings. What would that mean for his tag team ship? I don't know. I guess maybe a title defense. Yeah, maybe against the Hurt Business. Who knows? KO with a big swanton off the top rope. And he sees McIntyre taking a moment to posture, and Kevin takes the opportunity to take advantage of it. And he sees Lashley taking the opportunity to posture. O'Connor roll. Everybody's on the outside resting. O'Connor roll as Kevin Owens tries to steal one. Super kick takes down Kofi. As Kevin is trying to pin anybody and everybody in sight to get this match over with as quick as possible. Kevin. Unique offense from KO. Bobby Lashley sees it coming. Bobby Lashley takes advantage of what was a distraction from Drew McIntyre. Lashley takes advantage of what was a distraction from McIntyre. Whatever McIntyre was going for, he gets reversed by Kofi. But Kevin Owens, either way, got planted with the Dominator. Kevin now rolls to the outside for a rest. Bobby sees Kofi coming. A facebuster by McIntyre. And he goes for the cover, but basement dropkick from Lashley breaks it up. Lashley and McIntyre are now the only ones left standing in the ring. McIntyre gets reversed. Lashley with a chop block. Kofi's getting back to his feet. As Lashley was measuring McIntyre, Kofi sneaks up from behind, hits him with a German, and plants him. Edge-o-matic by Kofi. Trouble in Paradise! Trouble in Paradise from out of nowhere! Trouble in Paradise from out of nowhere! But Kevin Owens gets back up. Kevin Owens gets back in the ring and takes down Kofi Kingston with a spinning suplex. German suplex, a snap German, takes down Kofi. And Kevin Owens turns his attention back to Drew McIntyre. Kofi with a unique bit of offense. You think Kevin Owens has offense? Kofi Kingston has the most unique offense in WWE. Kevin Owens, stunner, stunner, stunner. Here's the cover. The referee was out of position. The referee was out of position. Torture rack. No. Rack attack. Super kick. Everybody's down. Kevin pins Lashley. Everybody's down and Kevin pins Lashley. Lashley kicks out at 2. Lashley kicks out at 2 as both Drew McIntyre and Kofi are now stirring. Lashley gets sent to the outside by Kevin Owens, and Kofi sends McIntyre to the floor. Kofi bounces off the ropes. Kevin Owens blocks him. DDT plants Kofi, spiked him like a railroad spike. I think Kevin saw on the back of his head that Lashley planted McIntyre. And Lashley gets taken out grazed with a big boot, but that's enough to take Lashley down. That's a big boot, and McIntyre eats it. Kofi eats it. McIntyre gets planted. And Kofi, no! McIntyre got planted with a stunner and somehow, someway, kicked out. He's somehow, someway kicked out of the stunner from Kevin Owens. Kevin gets planted by a DDT and a oddly executed reversal from Bobby Lashley. Somehow, I can't believe that McIntyre kicked out. A beautiful show of Claymore. Lashley with a show of power, but a Claymore. And both Lashley and Kevin Owens breaks up the pinfall off the Claymore from McIntyre, who tried to steal the victory. Speaking of stealing the victory, Owens tried to steal the victory by reversing McIntyre. And now McIntyre and Lashley are back together, and Kofi and Kevin. Double stomp, Kofi moves. McIntyre is getting another burst of energy. Edge-o-matic takes down Kingston. McIntyre got taken down. Kingston got hit with a stunner right after he got back up, and Kingston kicked out of the stunner. I can't believe that. Kofi Kingston kicked out of the stunner. Kofi Kingston and McIntyre. I don't know if big splash by Kevin Owens, who I think did not go for the cover because Lashley got back in the ring and he saw Lashley come back in. McIntyre's drowsy, but he's back in. And McIntyre breaks up the O'Connor roll. Future shock DDT. No! Kevin Owens reverses it. He goes for a super kick. Lashley looked like he was going for the spear, but misses wildly. Grazed with a super kick, but Claymore from McIntyre. But again, Lashley is back up. Claymore from McIntyre, but Lashley is back up. I have not been this much at a loss for words since the hour-long Iron Man match. Kofi Kingston is trying to steal it, but Kevin Owens kicks out. Kofi was trying to steal it, but Kevin Owens kicked out. And I do believe McIntyre would have been able to break it up either way. But this is dumbfounding. McIntyre took up, almost beheaded Kevin Owens. I don't know who got busted open. It was either Owens or Lashley by McIntyre or Kofi respectively, but one of them got busted open. I don't know who. By the looks of seeing Kevin Owens' face, I'm going to say it was Lashley that got busted open. I'm going to say it was Lashley that got busted open, but I could be wrong. So that means Lashley and McIntyre have cuts and are showing will be showing the after effects of this brutal fatal four-way, as these four men are showing exactly just how important this match is and becoming number one contender. Kevin Owens sees the opportunity. Kevin Owens sees the opportunity and plants McIntyre. Actually, I take it back. I think Kevin Owens might be busted open, but I have not seen Lashley's forehead, so I don't know. To me, it looks like Kevin Owens might be busted open. Above his right eye. As now it seems like Lashley and Kevin Owens are double teaming, or look like Lashley and Kevin Owens were double teaming until Kevin Owens maybe changed his mind. Wait. Future Shock DDT. But Kofi is back up. Maybe Kevin Owens should have taken advantage of the opportunity to team up with Lashley and take down Drew McIntyre, because right after he turned down Lashley, McIntyre dropped him with the Future Shock DDT. But Kofi is now down. What a show of power from McIntyre. Stunner. That's gotta be it. And Kevin Owens is the number one contender for the undisputed Universal Championship and will be against either Samoa Joe or Edge. Whoever wins that match, where Samoa Joe will put his spot in the rankings on the line, Kevin Owens is number one contender, and Kevin Owens was in fact the one that got busted open earlier in the matchup. When I couldn't figure out if it was either Lashley or him, it was Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens is number one contender after winning a brutal fatal four-way to earn that opportunity. With that being said, though, I will see you in the next video.